Welcome to the Scars Bush Series, presented by Ineptitude.
Well, all right, everybody. Welcome to the first race of the season, SCAR Season 6 at Pocono Raceway in the Xfinity car. We're calling it the SCAR's Bush Series, the Grand National Division. Really excited to get this started. I'm your host. I'm Eddie Smith. I am going to try to bring you an amazing race today. Pocono, one of the trickiest triangles on the circuit, also known as the only one on the circuit. It's very hard to drive, and these Xfinity cars allow for no mistakes. You have to hit your marks almost every lap to be extremely fast, and that's what these guys are going to have to deal with today. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of our race info. Got a nice little graphic here that tells you what the track looks like. It's in non-freedom units. We'll fix that for next week, but you can kind of see the track's pretty warm. These guys have gotten a lot of heat into it, but we're looking for a really fun race. Should be a lot of slipping and sliding, and guys really having to get up on the wheel to get it done today. So lots to talk about today. I hope I have enough time to go through it before the grid starts. We're starting a brand new season. You know, lots of new faces. We've got a lot of new guys this season. We're really excited to have them and have them really bolster our races. We got probably around 20 guys, some old faces, some new faces, some really fast drivers, some guys who are still learning, and that's great. That's what we love here at Scars. We want a whole mix of type of drivers. So really excited to see how this season plays out. Starting at Pocono, if you're a new guy and it's the first race, Pocono is probably not what you would want to pick, but that is what it is. So looks like we're getting started with qualifying. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Xfinity car is something that people have been excited to get in. Like I said, it's got low downforce. It's got a lot of power. Your truck is nice. It's got low downforce. It usually drives pretty good. It just lacks the power to get up out of the corner. The Cup car got a lot of power, just way too much downforce, especially with the high downforce setup, and it just makes for for a lot of draft fest. The Xfinity car, I think, is a nice sweet spot between having enough power to get up out of the corner, low downforce, so it's not just planted, you're not flat out. And so yeah, I think it's going to put on some really good racing this season. We're going to go ahead and pull up the schedule, kind of show what we've got going on. You see our little schedule here. This week is Pocono. We're going to take a week off for the 4th of July just so people can spend the holidays with their family. We don't want to have something scheduled during that week. So what we decided to do was just throw up an exhibition race. We're going to do 1987 Cup cars at Talladega. Can't beat that. No plates, really hard to drive. You got to get up on the wheel. You can't just stay nose to tail the whole time. Handling becomes an issue. Guys are going to have to really take care of their tires, which is something weird to think about it at Talladega. these days, but if you go back and watch some of those older races on YouTube, you can really see where guys would get separated. Handling would be such a huge issue. Maybe not so much at Talladega, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. A good way to let off some steam, have a little quick break before we really hit the ground running with some really, really, really awesome tracks. Right after that, we're going to hit Nashville Superspeedway, which the Cup guys, the NASCAR Tour just hit there, and iRacing has also been rotating that through the top tier Cup car NASCAR vehicles. And I can tell you that Nashville is really, really fun, and I'll be excited to see that race. Gateway, Atlanta, which in this car is a blast. Once they fix the High Line, it is really, really, really fun. It's always been fun, but now it's even better. New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro, Homestead, Watkins Glen for the roadies, Daytona, Super Speedway, and we end at Auto Club, also known as Fontana. So that's a heck of a schedule. We try to follow iRacing schedule to give them give everybody a chance to practice and throughout the week without having to have a special server. And I think it's a great schedule. I'm excited to see it play out. Got a little bit of time left. It looks like so far. Um, So far, Rudy Valentine's up on the top of the board so far at a 54.71. Justin Diaz right behind him. Really, really close. We'll see as this starts to finish up here. And got a couple fellas starting in the back. There's going to be a lot of fun storylines to watch. I think it's going to be a really exciting race. So I'm excited I'm pretty anxious to get this going, to be honest. So. Well, it looks like the checkered flag has flown for qualifying. So let's bring up the grid and let's see what everybody see where we got everybody starting today. On the pole, Rudy Valentine with a 54.709, a good 2/10 faster than the rest of the field. Starting second, Justin Diaz. Starting third, Brandon Dittmer. Starting fourth, Jonah Colbert. Starting fifth, Lee Dawson. Starting sixth, Zach Mahoney. Good to have him back. Starting seventh, Byron McDonald. Starting eighth, Daniel Rowe. Starting ninth, Alan Smith. Starting 10th, Kevin LePerriere. Starting 11th, Scott Tompkins. Starting 12th, Sean Pauly. All right. Glad that I'm messing this up already. This is going great. All right. Starting 13th is Eric Gaskins. Starting 14th, Kyle Tate. Starting 15th, Chandler Ragland. Starting 16th, Scott Sindel, also known as Other Scott. And starting 18th, Philip Nugent. Starting 19th, John Honecker. And starting 20th, James Danford. So 19 drivers. You can ignore Eddie Smith. That's me. I'm not going to be racing. I'm going to be up here in the booth. I'm going to be watching. And so a 19-car field. It is going to be awesome. I'm going to try to bring somebody in real quick and see if we can get a quick interview. We're going to pull in our in-race reporter, Sean Pauly. Hey, Sean, it's Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, all right. Well, how do you feel about tonight? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Or how do you feel about your car? You're starting about mid-pack in 12th. Just kind of tell me where your head's at right now.
I didn't get as much practice as I would have hoped for, so not super comfortable in the car, but I'm just gonna run some laps and see what happens and try to be there at the end.
Well, awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I just wanted to get a quick word from you. You're our in-race reporter for the race, so we under caution. I'll pull you back in. We'll kind of see how it goes throughout the race. So good luck to you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Eddie.
And that was Sean Pauly. He's our in-race reporter. We're gonna have our in-race reporter every week. That way, have some different folks that show up on the broadcast and get to talk about their race. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Getting everybody gridded up here and coming around, should have one to go and get this race started. Just so many really, really fast guys. Rudy Valentine raced with him in another league, and he was fast every week. So I expect him to I expect to see him out front early and often. Probably pull a little gap on the field to start with, and I definitely expect that. Justin Diaz is probably the most improved driver in our league. Started out just a year ago and has improved so much. In the first race of the season, he's on the front row, showing that improvement, showing that speed. And I think by the end of the race, I think he will still be there, ready to fight for the win. So pace car is off, getting ready to go, and we're green. Really good start for Justin. He actually gets a nose out in front of Rudy. We'll see how it goes as they go down into turn one to see if Justin's able to hold on to it. That top line actually works pretty good, but it looks like he gets out of the groove. Probably just not ready to race. Probably just wanting to get in line and get to going. Everybody seems to have gotten out quite a bit, gotten lined up. We see some action back here for third place as Brandon Dittmer goes under Jonah Colbert. He's got Zach Mahoney right behind him. Jonah comes right back to his bumper. Let's actually go on board with Jonah. As he goes around the outside, trying to take that spot back. He don't want to give it up. He don't want to let these two guys out front get ahead. So little battle early. I'm not sure if that's what you really want. But also you don't want to get freight trained. You got Zach Mahoney just waiting for somebody to have to check up, and he's going to be right there, right past, along with Byron McDonald and Alan Smith. So you see Jonah gets a good run off that corner, and still looking a little bit high, but it looks like Brandon Dittmer was able to get by him. So really good start. We check the lead, see how it's going. Looks like Rudy's out. About 7/10. So Lee Dawson has moved up into second place. Sorry, Lee, I missed that. About 7/10 gap from our leader now. As we move into lap 3 of 55. So a long way to go. Be interested to see who can really, there'll be a mixture of guys going hard, guys saving tires. We've got some guys who really believe in saving tires, and you got some guys who are all about, let me get as many positions as I can, run this car as hard as possible. The Xfinity car will punish you. It's a lot like the ARCA car in that if you drive it too hard, it'll punish you later on. You get into lap 10 to 15, you're going to notice a lot of issues with your tires. It gets really tight. So it's going to be all who saves that right front. If you can save that right front, it will be there for you at the end, and you'll be able to move forward. If you burn it off, that right front, it makes it almost impossible to get through turn one. It makes it impossible to get through the tunnel turn, and it makes it impossible to get out of turn 3 with any kind of speed, and it will show for the whole lap. It will ruin every bit of your speed. So you want to keep that right front on. Starting to fan out a little bit, so let's kind of go back through the field, kind of showcase some of our new faces. We'll start with Rudy from New Jersey, brand new driver. He's a rookie, but he is showing that he's got a lot of speed. Lee Dawson, another one of our most improved guys. He's up 3 spots since he started. Doesn't surprise me one bit. He's got some new pedals. He's got some Fanatec V3s that he's working on. So I expect him, he's graduated from those G25 pedals. So I expect him to make a huge jump in consistency, which is pretty scary for the whole league because he was one of the most consistent drivers in the field. Justin Diaz, we already talked about him. Super improved. He's scary fast these days. He's really smart. He knows how to manage a race. He doesn't make that many mistakes. He used to get into have some issues, some mistakes and stuff like that, but he has eliminated those. He's found some speed, and he is a contender every week in the top 5, and I expect that to continue. Brandon Dittmer, really, really fast guy. Glad to have him back. We moved back into Jonah Colbert, always a threat for a win. Doesn't make too many mistakes. Really smooth. Is probably one of the drivers that you can count on to be there at the end for sure. Zach Mahoney, having a nice run up in 6th place. You see these guys trying to break the draft down the longest straightaway in NASCAR. Byron McDonald, having him a good start so far. Sitting there in 7th place. Alan Smith having a great run. Unfortunately, he's driving a Toyota, and he's got a Kyle Busch paint scheme, but you know what? We'll let that go. We'll just kind of skip on by him, but he's having a good run. Get to our biggest mover of the race, John Honecker. Glad to have him back. One of the fastest guys in the league. A championship contender right off the bat. If I had put money on it, told me I had to pick somebody today, this is the guy I'm going to pick. He started in the rear, had an engine change, I think. He's up 10 spots, already fighting for 8th place. So really, really impressive stuff. He can move up through the field like that and still have tires left over. He's pretty far back from Rudy right now. He looks to be about 5 seconds behind. So he's got a lot of ground to catch up, but this is a really long race, being on lap 7 of 55. So I think he's got plenty of time. Daniel Rose dropped back a couple spots. Really pretty car. I like that car. Dropped back a couple spots since start. Just trying to manage his tires. This is one of the guys who is so excited to be in this car. He's been fighting for the Xfinity car for so long. He loves a car that you really drive. So I can definitely see him shining this season. Scott Tompkins. Basically where he started, but I think he kind of showed up at the last minute, didn't have a whole lot of practice time. So I think after a few laps, I think he'll start to get to where he's starting to figure out things, some stuff, and that some of these guys have had some practice time with, and I think he'll start to move up through the field. Our in-race reporter still in 12th place, looking good. Philip Nugent. He's up 5 positions, started 18th. He's up to 13th now. So a couple of our new guys, Eric Gaskins. Really, really glad to have him. Good to see some guys as we're 8 laps in, no cautions, which I expect that almost every week out of these guys. Back in 15th, another big mover, James Danford. One of our newer members, who you heard at the beginning of the broadcast, who's a voiceover actor, which is really interesting, driving the number 43 Ford Mustang, Kyle Tate. Kevin Lepierre, number 96 Whataburger car. Glad to have him back. He's been out dealing with some real life stuff, moving, and he is. We're glad to have him back. He's dropped back about 7 spots. Looks like he may have a little bit of damage on that right front. Not really sure what happened there, but probably tagged the wall a couple times. That's probably why he's dropping back so far. Michael Simmons, the very large 822 car. He's up 3 spots. Oh, I actually missed him. He was a late joiner. Chandler Ragland, another new driver with his tagline, "Don't expect much." Driving the number 13 Crunch Bar Mustang. And Scott Sindel, I don't know what happened to him. He seems to have pitted. Don't know what he pitted for. May have tagged the wall. Maybe he's trying to pit strategy or two. So we'll see how that plays out. Never want to knock anybody for pitting or something if they feel like they need to. So we'll see if he's got something up his sleeve. We'll go back to the front. The gap is still right around 7/8 tenths. As we kind of go, let's look at the comparison between these two drivers. You see the battle first here. So far, really clean race. I'm not surprised. I wish I could pretend and say, oh, I'm really surprised these guys have been able to stay clean so far. Definitely not. Pocono is a really wide track. It's really hard to stay close to somebody just because if you miss a run, you get side by side, it just kills your line for the whole race. So it's a lot of single file. It's a lot of if somebody gets to you, you want to just go ahead and let them go so you don't lose a whole bunch of time. But you see, Lee is starting to reel him in a little bit. Now it's down to 6 tenths. It looks like maybe Rudy had to check up a little bit and lost a little bit of time. As we go on board, let's go on board with Lee and let's watch this battle. Let's take a lap around Pocono with Lee as he tries to run down Rudy. Really long straightaway, trying to get as much draft as you can. With it being such a long straightaway, you can get a huge draft, which will give you a little bit more speed diving down. You want to dive down into this corner. You see he gets right on the white line. See the tires are starting to give away quite a bit, and turn this down just a little bit. You can start to see he's having to wait on throttle quite a bit, and this is the money turn right here. Your whole lap depends on you making this turn every lap. You hear him get on the throttle. He tried to get on the throttle real early, and you see it was just a little bit too soon, and he had to back out of it. So he's going to lose a little bit of time, and you see he was about 6 tenths behind Rudy, and now there's a second gap now just from that. Now he's under fire from Justin, who is coming up to his bumper now. So we got a really, really awesome three-way battle here as we're moving into lap 13 of 55. I didn't really get a chance to talk to anybody about pit strategy. You know, I'm not real sure what guys are going to want to do. We already saw Scott pit already, Scott Sindel, and so I'm sure these guys have got quite a bit of time before they end up in pit row. Well, let's scoot on back here to 4th place and see what this battle looked like. I saw it back in my rear view mirror, and I can see it's heating up. It's a three-way battle between Brandon Dittmer, John Honecker, and Jonah Culver. Looks like John has moved up 14 spots. He's working on 15 right now, starting from the back, and he is moving and grooving. It's really hard to pass. You have to get a good run off the corner, and if somebody, you know, in this case, Brandon Dittmer, doesn't want to just let you go, it's hard off of, especially 1 and 3 to get that run because there's so much grip on the top side. You see Jonah gets right on his bumper, trying to push him down in the corner, trying to find somewhere to go. Guys, get out of my way. I got to go. As they fight side by side. Really, really awesome battle. Oh, it gets really close between the three of those. Man, this is great. Oh, as Jonah drives in real deep, slides up into Brandon, pushes him up the track, and that's a good that's a good way to get it done. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that on purpose. I'm sure he's just driving hard, trying to get around him, because he sees that 49 car. He is sailing off into the wind. So, man, what a battle. That was awesome to watch. Really, really awesome to watch. We see we got pass for, looks like 7th place is Zach Mahoney and Daniel Rowe fighting it out. Just battles all over, man. My goodness, I can't hardly keep track of everybody, just how much stuff's going on. But you see Zach way out of the groove. I don't know if you want to do that. Daniel will be glad to see that part. Let me come up there and try to get a little draft and get you out of the tunnel turn. Looks a lot like the race today where, it's a little bit easier to pass just for those reasons I stated earlier where, hey, it doesn't have a high downforce. They're off throttle quite a bit. You can't just gun it. It's just not enough downforce, and it's got a lot more power. So it's a little bit easier to pass, but still really difficult. It's hard to set it up. Once the tires wear, it's hard to get somebody set up to get that run on them going down one of the straightaways and getting under them. So definitely can be a little tough to do that. You see now, Daniel gets a run on him, gets on the inside. As we go into the tunnel turn, you definitely don't want to be side by side. Zach does the smart thing and just backs out of it, lets him go. That way he can get back in line and he doesn't fall into the hands of Scott Tompkins, who has moved up 2 spots since we started. He is, like I said, starting to figure it out, making his way up towards the front. As we see, let's check in on John Honecker as he tries to run down third place of Justin Diaz. He's got about a 3-second gap between them. But with Jonah Colbert about a second back, so we'll see if his run up through the field is either stalled or maybe he's having his tires are starting to wear out a little bit, or hey, you know what, I'm up to 4th, I started last, hey, I can take a little break here. So we'll see how it plays out. Let's go back here to the back. Let's see what we got going on. Probably got some good battles. See Michael Simmons, he's up 3 spots, which is a really good run for him so far. You see Kevin with that damage. Oh, is Eric, looks like he got a little slow. I'm not sure what happened. Got a little slow. I see a little damage on that right front. So he may have tagged the wall a little bit. And this is the number 9 of Eric Gaskins. I'm trying to see if we can find out what he did, what happened. We got Scott here going in the pit road. Looks like he's done flattened the whole side of the right side of his car. You see that instantly pop out, lets me know he took his fast repair and he's done tagged the wall pretty good. So I'm sure he'll be glad to get back out there. Let's check in back up with our leader, see what looks like he's got about a 2-second lead. Now he's starting to gap him, lead pretty good now. Let's try to see if we can get a lap time here. And you see over the last few laps, it's been a 10th, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, 2 tenths. So he's really putting down some good laps and starting to really widen that gap out to second place Lee. Doesn't seem to be living up to his name of not being able to save tires. He's doing a great job of it so far. Check in on this battle between Daniel Rowe and Brandon Dittmer and Scott Tompkins. We got 3 cars ready to battle it out for 6th place. Daniel looks like he's run down Dittmer. Dittmer looks like his tires may be giving up just a little bit as he's starting to kind of work his way backwards a little bit. Not too bad. Definitely had some good racing there, but it looks like these guys are coming after him, and Scott drives it really hard off the corner. Looks like both of them are going to get him. So Daniel Rowe up to 6, Scott up to 7th, and Brandon Dittmer back to 8th. Scott Tompkins goes low on Daniel. And Daniel fights back on that. Oh my goodness, watch out. It looks like Scott had to check up. He must have missed the corner a little bit and had to check up. And Daniel got around him, and Brandon was all over him. Really, really good job not to have an accident there. Now they're back to battling side by side. So, be careful. While they're doing that, you see Philip Nugent creeping into the picture. He's starting to run these guys down. He's our second biggest mover, up 9 spots from the start of this race. Started 18th. Already up to 9th place, and he is putting the heat on Brandon Dittmer right now. Brandon Dittmer is in trouble. He's going to have to figure something out. He's going to have to start letting off the gas a little bit earlier. Be easy on those tires because he's starting to fade. We'll see if he can rectify that and get it going. So we had a pass for second place, and I have unfortunately missed that. We'll go back and just check this out, see if we can see how this happened. You see he just gets a good run on him down in the corner and gets past Lee. Lee, smart driver, not going to fight him, especially at this point. Gets right back to his bumper, but Justin Diaz up to second place. No surprise there. No surprise. Let's look at this little battle here to see if Justin's making any kind of progress to Rudy. Rudy has done kind of gapped the whole field, but definitely second place by about 4 seconds now. He's putting on a clinic. He's pretty much gone. And let's see. Of course, let's see after they get through battling it out, him and Lee. Let's see if they have if Justin's making up any ground on Rudy as we come around to lap 24. Oh, caution's out. Let's see what happened. It looks like Byron McDonald has had an issue. And it just spins it right out of the tunnel turn. Was able to keep it out of the wall and not have any damage, just got a little bit loose. Caution is out. So I imagine a lot of guys are happy to see that. Everybody but Rudy probably. As we get a chance to breathe a little bit and some guys get a chance to really see, okay, what I was doing, did it work? Did it not work? Come down, get 4 tires, re-rack them, and try it again. Some guys who have moved up, through the field. John Honecker up to 15th spot. He's in 4th place. Philip Nugent up 10 spots. He's in 8th place. James Danford has moved up to 12th. He's moved up 8 spots. So a lot of guys who have moved up to the field with obvious speed. This will be good for them. They'll be able to get on equal footing with these guys up front. And I think the top 5 is going to get real competitive real soon. So kind of give you a full idea of the field as we get to our caution on lap 24. You see we got Rudy Valentine in first place, Justin Diaz in second place. Third place is Lee Dawson. Fourth place, John Honecker. Fifth place, Jonah Colbert. Sixth place, Daniel Rowe. Seventh place, Scott Tompkins. Eighth place, Philip Nugent. Brandon Dittmer in ninth, and Alan Smith in top 10. Really holding. He started ninth. I mean, he's only dropped back 1 spot with all those movers. So he's doing a really good job of maintaining, trying to pull out a top 10. As we start heading down pit road, see if everybody can get in their pit stops. I don't think there'll be one person who'll stay out. And if they do, they're going to probably come in next time. So. Diaz, I don't know what's going on here, but looks like he has stopped right against the wall. Oh no! Oh goodness grief! Good grief! He had some sort of issue. Let's try to back it up and see. Try to see what happened there. Looks like he might have got in too hot and just slid against the wall. Yeah, that's what happened. He got in there, got real hot. Probably had the brake bias turned down a little bit, got stuck against the wall. Guess he was hoping they'd go ahead and just get his tires fixed, or maybe he was stuck in the wall. I don't really know. But, man, tough luck for Justin. That's not, you definitely don't want that to happen. He was having such a good run, running second. Had moved up past Lee and gotten that second position. So now he's down 16 spots and showing an 18th. And he's got his work cut out for him. He's going to get back up front. His driving style, how fast he is, I think he can definitely make up some time, but it's going to be real tough up here. Mistakes are what'll get you. You have to, especially in this league, there are people who just don't make mistakes. They just don't make that many mistakes. And so one small mistake, just missing your pit stall, having to back up, get back in, it just makes it so tough to get back through this field with how tough the competition is here. So, but we'll keep an eye on it, see if he can put his head down and just try to push forward. And the definitely problem, as far as I know, we're probably going to have one more pit stop, so he could probably go hard and try to get up to the front in time for the next pit stop. But yeah, just tough break for him. As we see Chandler Ragland, looks like he has stayed out. Let's try to see. I don't know how well this pit thing works. Pit strategy, pit stop time. You see everybody's pit time here. Ragland not taking any tires at all. I don't think that's the play. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm getting word from the chat that Justin's car stalled after he missed the box, and he was trying to get it cranked back up. So, tough break. But yeah, Chandler Ragland deciding to not take any tires after 26 laps. I'll be interested to see how this plays out. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's not going to be good for him. You see the pace cars, lights are out, so we're definitely about to come to green. But we'll see what he can do with it. Trying to get a little bit of track position. You see he gets on the gas, and he is a little bit squirrely. Those tires are really old. Let's watch from Rudy's onboard cam. Or actually, let's go on John Honecker. He's on the bottom. And let's see how they get through this first turn. And you see Chandler out of the groove. Rudy having to really check up to get around him. And now, yeah, Chandler's in trouble. Chandler is in a lot of trouble. He's going backwards now. He's probably realized his mistake, and as we got some cars loose in the wall. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Not sure if two cars got together. I don't really see what happened. I just saw a gaggle of cars kind of shooting all over the place as they were able to get it wrapped up and get back going. So we got 3 wide. Oh my goodness. You see Justin Diaz trying to make up for lost time, trying to get back up to the field, taking it 3 wide, taking no prisoners. I love it. Love being aggressive. I don't care what lap it is, lap 1, lap 55, going 3 wide. You got sometimes there's 2 cars in your way. You got you got to get around them. And that's the only way you can do it. So, be a lot of fun to watch him as he's already back in the top 10. He is moving. So, as we get up front, we'll see. We got a battle for the lead here between John Honecker and Rudy Valentine. As Rudy has gotten up under John, side by side, Lee is just watching, just getting ready to pounce. As they're side by side, John lets him go in the tunnel turn there. Oh, no, he fights back on the outside as Lee is creeping up. Wow, this is a real good battle between these cars. They come down this long straightaway. John's got that good run off the top. He's able to get a little bit on him, but Rudy's still there. Right there on his quarter as they dive down into turn 1. And it's a battle for third place as Jonah Colbert goes down under Lee. And looks like Rudy is able to clear him as John tries to get back for the crossover, just unable to do it. And it looks like our leader on the green flag, they have done caught up to him. I don't know if, maybe his crew chief was out to lunch on break, union break. I'm not real sure, but decided not to bring him down to get tires, and now he is suffering for it. So, but that's a good learning experience. You don't know unless you try it. He may not have known how it would go, and he definitely knows now as he is getting eaten up. Just well off the pace. Looks like he's coming into pit road now. Gonna get him those 4 tires. So, man, this has been way better than any Pocono race that I've seen this week for sure. As we've got battles all over the place. Like I said, John Honecker, these guys have been in the back. Scott Tompkins, Philip Nugent, those type of guys are going to get up through the field. You see Daniel Rowe up in the top up there getting loose. As we got a real good battle for first up here. Rudy's starting to gap him a little bit. Second, third, and fourth are right nose to tail with Scott Tompkins right behind them. You see Lee all over the back end of John. Got a caution out. Look like we had a crash from the 95 car, Brandon Dittmer. Gets off the corner. Oh, he started pushing and tried to gas it up to save it and hard into the inside wall. If he hadn't already used the fast repair, he's definitely going to want to use it now. That car is junk. So, caution out. 25 laps to go. So far, an amazing race, a good start to the season. Guys driving their butts off, wheeling off the corners, catching slides. Some guys not catching slides, mistakes in pit, trying to work their way through the field. Guys starting in the back, working their way to the front. Guys saving tires. I mean, come on, you can't ask for any more. The only thing we'd ask for is Steve McDonald to show up and be here. That's about the only thing that's missing. So, be glad when he gets back and get up here and battle with these guys. But so far, biggest movers, like I said, John Honecker starting in the back. Doesn't surprise me one bit. Up 17 spots. Scott Tompkins, really awesome run so far. Up 6 spots from 11th to 5th. Daniel Rowe has moved up. Sean Pauly's up to 7th. After some crazy wild action on that restart. So everything's moved around. Guys have come up through the field. Some have moved back. Some have had wrecks, accidents. So it's really all over at this point. We got a couple guys going in pit road. Looks like Alan Smith's coming down to probably fix a little bit of that damage he got on that little incident. Of course, Brandon Dittmer coming down pit road as well. Scott Sindel in the pit road again. Look like he's having a tough day. Pocono is a tough track. If you've never been here before, if you hadn't put in a whole lot of practice time, it will eat you alive. Those walls come up quick off those flat corners. You got to hit them at really high speeds. And if you just miss him, you'll see just like Brandon Dittmer did, as he gets a brand new car, you end up either spinning off the corner or just plowing right through that wall. So a couple fast repairs used up there, back in the action, and ready to get back racing. We do here in Scars, we do one fast repair and 2 sets of tires for most of our races. So you have 3 sets total, 2 extras. So some of these guys need to be careful if they don't use their tires up too soon. There's 25 laps to go. Most of you guys are gonna have 1 or 2 left. So yeah, it looks like everybody pretty much stayed out there. So should have 1 more set of tires left in the bank if we get down towards the end. So. Well, let's bring in our in-race reporter, Sean Pauly, and get an idea of what's going on out there. Hey, Sean, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, man, hey, up 5 spots. You're in 7th place. You're in top 10. Tell me about your race. How's it look out there?
It's pretty good. I'm just trying to stay in the draft and see if I can stay in the lead pack here, and really just learning. Running behind guys that are faster than me, seeing where they're braking. Where I'm overdriving the car. I overdrive it big time in the first stint there. So I'm just out here riding around, just trying to learn what I can about this car and this track.
Well, I see a lot of tire wear issues from some guys. Do you feel? I mean, tell me what the tire wear is like, and I'm gonna get you out of here soon. But tell me, is it getting tighter? Does it get looser? How does it feel to you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely overdrove it, but listen to the other guys. My tire wear was around 77%, which was in line with everybody else. It definitely tightens up. That turn 3 wall will come out and bite you if you're not careful.
Well, man, hey, awesome race so far, man. Up to 7th, and this race is stacked. So really, really good job, man. I hope you can get up there and battle for a win.
Thanks, me too.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, that was Sean Pauly. Been racing with Sean since probably early 2000s, as we were in a NASCAR Heat League back then. Really, really awesome guy. He has come a long way since joining iRacing about a year ago. As we're getting ready to come to green, coming into turn 3. But yeah, he's made such. I mean, everybody in this league has started off really, really green and really new to the service, and has everybody has improved, and he is one of them. But out front, we still got Rudy Valentine. They got around Chandler. Everybody was able to get out of that without any kind of issues. 23 laps to go. That doesn't sound like many, but that's a lot here at Pocono. 55-second, it's almost a minute laps. You see Rudy gets a good run. John Honecker getting down to the bottom. Try to make sure that Lee doesn't get under him, because Rudy's putting a hurt on him now. You can't afford to let him get out too far. You got to stay pace with him. I haven't seen anybody have the speed yet. As you see, Lee goes way up. Probably did not expect John to brake when he did, and just tried to avoid him. Did a good job there keeping it together. But looks like so far Rudy has definitely had the most speed, and so you definitely don't want to be racing too hard up here and let him get away. It doesn't take but one little mess up, one little mistake, one little missed entry into the tunnel turn, one little missed exit here where you have to lift, and it can get out of shape fast, and these guys can be there to take advantage of that. So if these guys plan on getting the win tonight in the inaugural race of the season 6 of Scars, they're going to have to buckle down and find a little bit of extra speed, because he has been fast all night. So far, he is the fastest car on the track, and he has the best lap of the race so far. Him and Lee really close. Rudy ran a 54.85, where Lee ran a 54.98. The only ones to run 54s so far in this race. So, man, I tell you what, this top 5 is really, really fun to watch. We'll move back here to see what Justin Diaz is doing. No surprise. I mean, the man is on a mission. He has already moved back up into 7th place, and he is all over Kevin LePerrier for 6th place. And he is all over the back bumper, looking to pounce. Definitely not wanting to wait around, wanting to get back up into that fight in that top 5 because it is getting down to crunch time. So hopefully we can see him get up there and battle some of these guys. So, of course, Kevin doesn't want to let him go. Kevin wants to get up there and battle too. So, at this point, with this many laps to go, everybody's going to be fighting as hard as they can for every spot. There's really no giving up now. Check back here with Philip Nugent. He moved up quite a bit from the start, but he kind of got stalled out around 10th place. I'm sure there's something that I missed that happened to him because he was really, really moving. He is, you can see a little bit of damage on that right front. That may be part of it. Might have tagged somebody or tagged the wall a little bit. And once you tag the wall, you start to lose a little speed. You might lose a little bit of turn on that right front, or it might just start wearing that right front out, making the car so unstable. And you see, good grief, Byron McDonald, he is hanging it out off the corner there. He probably feels Philip getting a little bit closer, and he's trying to get away from him. Let's check back up front. Just a really, really good front draft here, it looks like. Rudy hasn't gotten away. It seems to be that everybody's using the draft to their advantage, trying to stick with him. Everybody up here is within a second and a half as we pull up the top 5, and we can kind of see what everybody's looking at. It looks like Justin Diaz finally got past Kevin. We'll go back and watch that pass. I think. There it is. There we go. Looks like either gets a run off the corner. Maybe Kevin just kind of moves by. Definitely doesn't move out of the way. Kevin's fighting for it. Justin gets a run off the corner and gets a pass. So good job, Justin up to 6th place. If we watch this little lead pack here, John Honecker is right there. Just seems like about 3.5 tenths is about as close as he's been so far. And everybody seems to be about the same gap. That's a little surprising. It's almost like there's some sort of arrow thing. Looks like our gap's back up to almost 6 tenths now between Rudy and John. As Rudy's starting to do what he's done all night and really start to pull away about a few laps into a run. But like I said, all it takes is one mistake, one little checkup, and you see you've got a line of cars that are just waiting to pounce. So he's got to be perfect. There's 15, 16 laps to go, and he's got 4 other guys right behind him. So he's got to be perfect. These guys are just waiting. Check in with Justin Diaz, see what he go around with him as he tries to run down this lead pack. And you see he came all the way from the back. You know, as fast as these guys are running, it's going to be hard. Although they're in a sort of a draft, the top 5 are, and Justin is running just as fast as these guys are. So I'm sure he's pushing really hard. He's got to be able to manage that and not, really just burn the tires up. But he's done a dang good job getting that back up through the field. So really impressive work by him. If he can get a caution, he can get something. I don't know if they need to pit again. But if he can get a caution or something, I really think he's got the speed to run with those top 5 guys for sure. We've already seen it, so it's not like I'm breaking any news here. You see a really aggressive up here at the front, trying to break the draft, trying to get a little breakaway to get away from these guys, because as these straightaways are so long that when you get on the straightaway, there's so much time for that draft to make a difference and really pull up on the back of the guy that's in front of you. And even if you're a little bit faster, a little bit better in the turns, it really doesn't mean much when that draft is just pulling you along and letting you stay right with them. So Rudy trying to break the draft, trying to get something just to break away from these guys. You see the top 3, Rudy, John, and Lee, have kind of broken away from Scott and Jonah. It's like Scott was able to make the pass on Jonah, which probably slowed them down just a little bit. We'll take a look at the track map here. See how everybody's kind of spaced out. You see, we've got a good little battle up here at the front. We've got a really nice battle in the mid-pack. A couple guys just, struggling, having a little bit of issues, but still in it. Everybody that hasn't had a whole lot of issues is still on the lead lap. So that's always good. A couple guys have had some issues, been in the pits a couple times, got to accidents, and they're lapped down. But everybody else is doing a really good job of staying in it. All it takes is a caution to get you back in the race. So we see the race for the lead is still on. There's about 4/10 back to John Honecker as he's trying to track him down. We'll go on board with him and see if anybody's able to do anything with Rudy. Rudy has just completely dominated this race so far. Nobody's been able to get past him. Chandler led a lap or two, staying out on those old tires, but outside of that, it's been pretty much all Rudy so far. We watched John try to run him down. Check at the line. It is very, very close. Rudy's still a little bit faster. We ran a 55.95. John runs a 56.1. So Rudy was able to get a little bit faster that time. We're coming up on a lap car. Hopefully they'll get out of the way and not interfere with this battle, but you never know. I mean, guys are really good at getting out of the way, or getting, not being a part of the race. And but every once in a while, you just catch them at the wrong time. You have to lift, and that can cause you to have to get out of the groove. So this has been a great race. Amazing race for the top 5 up here. John just not able to get inside of that 3/10 mark. As Rudy has pulled it out to about 5/10 now. Lee is still there. Lee has dropped back just a little bit, but still making a really good showing with his brand new pedals. So he's taking to them really well. And as soon as I start talking about him, he starts pushing off the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to somebody else. Scott Tompkins up to 4th, moved up 7 spots since the start of this race. He's definitely had a really awesome race. Check into the front. Looks like Rudy, just like all race. Oh my goodness, is Kevin right into the barrels. I saw him come off the corner there, hits the barrels. Front end's gone. Teleports to the road, right into the shadow realm. Let's try to see what happened there. Try to get an idea what caused that as he comes off the corner. Oh, yeah, just gets a little bit loose and starts to lose the back end and just can't get it corrected in time and right into the water barrels. Man, you hate to see that. Caution does come out, though. Can't believe that brought out a caution, but caution came out. With 8 laps to go, I know Rudy did not want to see this. I did. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to pretend like I don't want to see it. This is going to make an exciting race to the finish. Most of these guys have a spare set of tires still left. There's almost no chance everybody doesn't come down pit road and gets that last set. I'll tell you one person who's really happy to see that, and that's Justin Diaz. Coming all the way up from the back of the field after that issue, stalling it out on pit road, getting up against the wall, trying to get back in his pit stall, couldn't get back in there, and all it took was one caution, and now he's back in the race. So I'm excited to see what these guys are going to do with this. Is by the time we go green, I would imagine we'll have about 3 or 4 laps to go, as we do have some lap cars, so it's definitely going to make them go around a couple times as we go through the. Let's go through the field real quick. Of course, Rudy Valentine, John Honecker, Lee Dawson, Scott Tompkins, Jonah Colbert, top 5. Justin Diaz in 6th. Sean Pauley still in 7th. James Danford up quite a bit, even more, done moved into the top 10, up to 8th. Daniel Rode, 9th. Philip Nugent in 10th place. As we see him start to head down pit lane. Starting to get pretty busy up here. We'll try to watch the pit road and see. Make sure everybody can get in and get out cleanly. That's the most important thing. It's easy here to try to, you want to gain that spot, and it's so important. But it's really easy to get a speeding penalty. Let's see if Justin, can he get into a stall? Looks like he hit it perfectly this time. So he'll get 4 fresh tires, and so will the rest of this group. As you see, Kyle Tate decides to maybe take 2 tires. Lee Dawson gets wild coming off pit road. Able to get it wrapped up, but he's going to lose a couple spots. No, he didn't lose any spots. He's still there. just got a little wild. So a little bit of drama. As we get down to the very end of this race, we've got some guys trying some strategy. I think from what I know about Zach Mahoney is he will probably pit after this. But that's on him. I mean, that's his decision to make. We haven't seen that work, staying out. There's no point in leaving a set of tires in the pit, so we will see what he decides to do. But it looks like Kyle Tate decided to take 2 tires. Pit times. He was on pit road for about 1.8 seconds. Let's see if we can bring that up for y'all. Yeah, 1.9 seconds on pit road. Not even sure what they did. Handed him an ice cream cone, and then he went back out there. So, looks like Zach and Kyle are going to stay up there. Kyle and Zach. Zach electing to take no tires. Let's see. The last pit stop was on lap 24. So, he's going to have about 25 lap old tires against everybody else. And so will Kyle. Kyle will be a little bit off the pace too. Looks like I think he may have just taken gas. I don't know. Gas only at 1.8 seconds. So I'll be interested to kind of hear what this strategy is. As we're coming to 1 to go, this front, the front row is on old tires, 25 plus lap old tires. So it always makes it nervous. It's a good strategy call. If there's a caution right as if everybody starts to wad it up before we hit turns 1 and 2, or 1 and coming out of 1, and we get another caution, we'll do it again. If that happens 2 or 3 times, it's the right call, and you get you a win. So, unfortunately for them, it looks like there's going to be about 4 to go to the line, and if that doesn't happen, I would imagine it's going to be it's not going to be very good for them. So there's probably a lot of keying up on the mic saying, all right, guys, well, we're all racing back here. We all got brand new tires. We went up at the front all race. You guys are staying out on old tires. We're up here battling for a win. It's gonna be hectic. But let's see what happens. I don't want to call the race before it happens. You see, Zach gets a good start. Kyle a little bit behind on the start as John gets right up on it. John's going to take it 3 wide as they go into turns 1 and 1 as Kyle backs off just a little bit. Rudy Colbert, oh my goodness, they're 3 wide. Oh my goodness, as caution does come out. Oh no, and there was a big crash. Oh, it looks like Justin Diaz gets tagged from behind, and we try to get you a better view of this, but it looks like they're going down in the corner, and Justin tries to maybe clear himself, just wasn't clear, and cleans out a few cars. James Danford. Oh, Scott Tompkins. Phil Nugent. That's just a tough deal. That's a tough deal. Everybody's trying to get as much as they can. The first turn is going to be real tight. Guys going 3 wide, trying to gain as much as they can. And a caution does come out. And from the looks of it, looks like John was able to get past both Zach and Kyle going down into turn 1. Really impressed that only 3 cars got caught up into that. That was a good job by everybody, kind of avoiding that. I'm actually going to go back and look at the in-car camera of Daniel Rowe when all that happened. See, going down in turn one, it's just a mad rush. Guys on older tires, just whew. Watch that from. You just see guys are just trying so hard to get every bit of room as they can. Good job by Daniel Rowe getting slowed down. Alan Smith getting low, missing that, and everybody trying to miss the wreck. So. Got Tompkins going into pit road. Let's see if he gets a fast repair. Looks like he does. Stops in pit, gets fast repair, goes back on the track. Obviously can't change tires because we've already used his last set, so. Looks like we're gonna have a green-white checker. You see, got some cars back here that are got a little damage on it. Philip Nugent may have already used his fast repair. I don't know, but up here at the lead, we got John Honecker. Zach Mahoney's still up there in second. He'll start on the outside. Rudy will be on the inside. So what I expect is I expect John and Rudy to get a huge jump. Zach will be there for sure. He had a good restart that last time. And going into turn one, I expect the first and third guys, John and Rudy, to really get through the first turn way better than Zach will. It looks like Kyle and Zach, who are on the old tires, will be on the outside line, which is actually the best thing. But so far, the strategy is working out. It's working out for them. They're both, second and fourth. And we only have one green-white checkered here. If for whatever reason we don't make it into turn one again, that's the race. We don't do more than one anymore. It's just excessive. So it's going to be important that John gets a really, really good jump here and gets out ahead. So with Rudy, Jonah Colbert. But it's very possible that if there's a wreck coming to, into the first turn again like that, Zach's strategy, Kyle's strategy turns out to be the right one. So, like I said, sometimes it's worth it to try it. And you see the field is way backed way off the pace car, trying to make sure John's making sure he's got plenty of room to control the restart. The first start of the race is on green, and after that the leader gets the advantage of saying, okay, I want to go now. We don't do restart zones or anything, so it's a benefit to the leader. Coming through on a green-white checkered, first race of the season at Pocono. John gets a good jump, gets out in front. Rudy comes right behind him. And there's the caution. You see Scott Tompkins just fortunately putting his car where it does not belong and takes it 3 wide, and that's the race. So, for Zach Mahoney and Kyle Tate, that was the best thing that could have ever happened. Their strategy worked perfectly, and they were able to get a second and fifth place. But congratulations to John. Really awesome drive, up to 18 spots, up into first place. Just being able to be there, be ready to go when those guys took, when the guys didn't take any tires up front. He was the one who took advantage of it and was able to get the lead, and then the cautions just flew just perfect to make sure that Rudy never had a chance to get back to him or anybody in the top five. So. Some guys are going to be a little disappointed. I know Justin's going to be disappointed. Scott's going to be disappointed. You could see a little bit of the frustration coming out, trying to take it 3 wide there with the green-white checker after getting taken out in that melee before. So I know it gets frustrating, especially when you're having a good race, but you have to, especially if you're Justin, if you're Scott, you have to stay calm and just know that, hey, you have plenty of speed and you'll be around the rest of the season to make a bid for that championship. So checkered flag comes out, and your winner is John Honecker on the first race of the season at Pocono Raceway. Amazing run, amazing race. The last little bit is what you expect at the end of a race, especially at a late caution, 2 late cautions. Nothing out of the ordinary. But throughout the whole race, the race was amazing. Really good race all the way through the field, up front, in the back, in the middle. Just a lot of fun to watch. It was really hard to get back in the groove of commentating because there's just too much going on. Too much going on. But good job, John Honecker. Pulls in the win. He's now our points leader. He'll have it for a whole week. And trying to go back and watch the well, I'm just doing a horrible job here at the end, trying to find this amazing pass, and here we are as we watch John Honecker going 3 wide, split in the middle, taking the lead, and obviously that's going to be our move of the race. Is that was able to get him out front, get him the lead, and go watch it one more time. Lord of mercy. Awesome shot. Right before the melee. But good win. Well, all right. Well, let's talk to our winner. Let's bring him in here and talk to him.
Yeah.
Hey, John, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Eddie. How are you?
Man, doing good. I was having trouble getting you down here for some reason. Well, man, really good race. You moved up through the field, up 18 spots. You were struggling to get behind Rudy. Kind of take me through that little bit of right before those last few cautions. where you were about 3-4 tenths. What kind of trouble were you having trying to get to him and try to make a pass on him for the lead?
I just could not close that gap, it seemed. It seemed like he was taking a little bit of a wider entry into the turns, which I think was giving him a better run off. I mean, you're talking minuscule amounts of time, but yeah, I just had that caution not come out, I would have not been able to catch him.
Well, a couple drivers, it really worked out for. Zach and Kyle decided to stay out, and dude, a hell of a move going 3 wide into that first turn. Kind of walk me through your thought process. Did you kind of feel like the caution was coming and you need to get through there quick, or were you just trying to get away from Rudy? What was kind of your plan as you went through when y'all started there in the second row?
Kyle in front of me did not get the best of starts, and I knew that if I lifted and just stayed behind him, that I was gonna get put on the outside, probably 3 wide, um, and get passed by a lot of people. I mean, that's under 5 laps to go, so I just decided to shoot the gap. I know Rudy was there below me a little bit and had to move himself down. He may have had the same idea to try and shoot the middle. Um, but yeah, I decided to shoot it. It worked out. I wished everybody luck going into turn 1, and it sounds like they wrecked.
Yeah, it was a big melee behind him. Well, congratulations, man. It's good to have you back. It's good to see you take the first win. It was so much fun to watch. The top five. I mean, any one of y'all make a mistake, and there was just 3 other guys to take advantage of it. So, congratulations, man. Good run starting from the back and getting all the way up to the front.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right, well, let's talk to our second place driver, Zach Mahoney. Hey, Zach, this is Eddie. You got me?
Gotcha, buddy.
Man, you know what? I was talking dirty about you, Zach, when you
Oh,
made
I
that
heard.
you made that call to not take any tires. I thought they're going to get crushed in these first 2 turns, but it worked out perfectly. Kind of walk me through. Hey, just walk me through your race. How before all that, kind of talk me through and just how it went from up until that point.
So early on, I felt pretty good. Everybody likes good pair of Goodyear Eagles on their car. But again, usually my problem when it comes to this is tire fall off, and it strikes again. Held pretty good the first 20. Then I started dropping back like a rock, and with that last pit call, I know I left tires in pit lane, but I was already 14th, the second to last car in the lead lap. So my thought was, what's the worst I finish? I can either gain 13 positions at best, or I lose one. So that was my logic there. I know probably wasn't the smartest move, but it worked out with the madness of the last 2 cautions.
Well, I gave you props. If you go back and listen, I gave you props because it definitely worked out in your favor. I mean, what was your thought? I mean, you had the lead, so you got to control the restart there. John was able to get past you and Kyle just kind of going through the middle. Um, but just kind of as those cautions were coming out, what were you thinking? Just oh my goodness, this is great.
So the first one, I was like, all right, I only have one job. Don't spin the tires. That's the only thing I thought about. Managed not to do that. Got to 1. I broke really early. I'm sure that had some sort of chain reaction back. I don't know exactly what happened. I know the 9 or the 15 got spun by somebody or another. But I would rather have done that than to not make the corner. And I'm sorry if that screwed everything up behind me. But I was trying to just get every little bit I could. And then that second restart, man, I don't even know what happened. Again, the only thing I thought about was don't spin the tires and don't wreck anybody, because I know that you're at such a disadvantage. I had 20 lap tires compared to everybody else had 4 fresh ones. So it was just a matter of survival. That was my strategy. I figured I was going to be, get 1 or 2 spots at the end of the day after I fell back, but cautions played in my favor on that one.
Well, there's no penalty points for making good strategy calls, man. You made the right call. You're like, I'm running 14th. I got to try it. Got to do something. It's their job to pass you, and it worked out in your favor, man. So congratulations on a second place. Great call. Not the fastest car in the field, but um, you finished second, and made me look like a fool. That's for sure. So congratulations, man. Getting that second place.
I'll try and make a habit out of it, Eddie.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Rudy, this is Eddie. You got me?
I got you.
Well, I know third place is not what you wanted to see, but kind of talk me through your race. You had a really dominant performance. Kind of talk me through that first little part of the race, how you were managing the tires, how you were managing the gap, and that type of thing up until that last little bit.
So during the first couple runs there, I was doing the age-old Xfinity strategy: lift off early, coast through the corner, make sure you get a good exit. Always be quicker than everybody else on the exit. That's the way to rather wear up that rear tire than the front, because I can control the slides. Can't control the car pushing up into the fence. So on the last run there, feel like, man, I racing through them cautions a little bit too early. Screwed me over. Feel like I could have got second, if anything.
Yeah, that was tough. You had a couple guys who took a strategy call, which is makes a lot of people nervous, but y'all did a really, really good job. If this was an official race, there'd have been everybody would have been a wreck. But y'all did a great job trying to work around, being respectful. Just the cautions just didn't fly your way. John was able to get by you there through that little, that awesome 3 wide move, but still a good third place. You got speed, you got it. So you can't ever feel bad when you completely dominate a race and you finish third. It doesn't feel good, but you know that hey, I've got enough speed to compete every week, so
Yeah,
that's always good. So
man, I feel like Kyle Larson right now.
well, tell me on that last restart, the restart before last, kind of what was your plan? You knew you had two cars on the front row with
Well,
25 plus lap old tires. Kind of what was your thinking? What were you going to try to do?
the same thing as John, but we both moved at the same time, and I gave it to him. I thought Zach was gonna maybe move to the left a little bit, but he's going for the win too, and that's just racing. So you just get a little bit unlucky sometimes, and just gonna move on. Get ready for what are we going to next? Nashville Super Speedway.
Yep, we got the next week. We got the 87 car. Just an off weekend, and the next points race is Nashville on the 11th of July. So um, that'll be a lot of fun. Well, man, congratulations on third place. I know you wanted to win, and you definitely dominated most of the race, but congratulations on third place. That's a good start to the season.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. Well, fantastic race. As we kind of put the schedule back down, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because I'm still getting used to everything. And let's see what the results were. We see the race results. Of course, John Honaker wins the race. I don't know why he's cut off there, but Rudy Valentine or Zach Mahoney second, Rudy Valentine third, fourth Jonah Colbert, five Kyle Tate. Strategy paid off for him, man. Great job getting the top five on your first start in Scars. Um, really good call. A lot of times you get nervous not taking tires, getting up front. Hadn't been up there. Guys will get up there and just wreck. But Kyle did a great job of racing those guys and made a really good call and got a top five out of it. So great job from him. Shows a lot of racecraft. Shows a lot of you know intelligence on how to run a race and get a good finish. So good job by him. Lee finished sixth place. I know he probably wanted better than that. He ran second, third all race. He gets 100% control of those pedals. I think he'll be up there every week. So Sean Pauly with a seventh place finish, awesome. Philip Nugent had a little damage, got a couple incidents, was able to finish eighth. Daniel Rowe, 9th. Alan Smith with a top 10. Eric Gaskins, 11th. Brandon Dittmer, 12th. James Danford, 13th. 14th was Justin Diaz. Heartbreak for him. I know it. I know he's going to be disappointed, but he had the speed. He was running up front, got up to second, had an issue, drove all the way up through the field, got caught up in just a couple last lap shenanigans. Um, Scott Tompkins, same thing, 15th. I don't know what's going on with these standings, but like Michael Simmons may be 15th. Scott Thompson, 16th. Chandler Ragland, 17th. Kevin L. 18th, Scott Sindel 19th, and Byron McDonald finished 20th. It looks like. I think people have left and it's kind of messed this up, so we'll get the full thing later, but a lot of fun. Really tough broadcast. I will definitely work on getting better as I'm trying to get used to this new software. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. They'll get better and better every week. I can promise you that. Again, here's a schedule just to kind of show what we got coming up. If you're not in the league, if you're looking for a league to run, it's a lot of fun, beginner friendly, alien friendly, and in all in between. Uh, Definitely give us a shout out. Check us out. All of our links are on the Twitch page. That'll get you where you need to go. Get you to the Discord. So definitely come check us out. Run every Sunday nights. Practice opens at 7:30 Eastern. Race starts at 8:20, or qualifying starts at 8:25 Eastern. Race starts at 8:30. So if you're looking for a fun place to run, want something to do on Sunday nights, it's a lot of fun with a great group of guys. Definitely come check us out. This schedule is going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to see. Next week's going to be a fun race, an expedition race, but I cannot wait to see how these guys attack Nashville. It's a really, really fun track. So, um, yeah, really, really good race, and we'll see y'all next week.